You have a choice. What will it be? Will it be the speaker? Seems like all those, you see behind me here, this picture? You see, you only see the top, right? You don't see the bottom. It's the same thing when I try to tell you about numbers. It's complicated. You know, when you design the letter C, you're going around something and you're closing onto something. But usually the center where one of the bars are, where the C would be, you would, let's say you would touch here. So this part of it would be in the center, right? But your teeth are not in the center. How can I say this? Um, the pin, if there was a pin in the middle of this, okay, and it was sticking out, this pin is not the same thing as out here. How can I explain this? Well, I'm going to tell you again. Behind me right here, you see half. When you do the C, it's either like the dollar sign where you have one line through it, and then it's even to each other. But the part that's actually touching one side is never actually moving. It's just going around in circles. Do you follow me? And also the C is like this. It connects Venus to Neptune because Venus ain't got no moons. Can't do no moons, ain't got no moons. What do you think they made moons for? You pull your pants down, you make a moon. Why do you think they had Warren Moon in the Houston Oilers? Houston Oilers, isn't this so ironic? Okay, played for the Canadian Football League, of course, because he had to run the 55 to the half mile. Oh my God, I just did something. Hold on, can you give me a second here? This and this. Sorry about that. Okay, so where are we? Oh my God, my screen seemed to have disappeared on me. Yes, we're coming back to this world. You know what I think happened to me? Possibly. Not only did I have a pile of revelations to me, I'm calling it revelations, but for me, they're these heavy duty dreams that when you wake up, you must have a pen and you must have paper and you write and you write and you write. And over time doing this, okay, my writing is not only that it's not neat, it never seems to be complete. I seem to just write and then you look at it and like, where's the answer? Like I write and where's the answer? But over a period of time I learned, okay, and last year, it was just last year after 6 years of being in this whole thing, last year I learned that when you get up and you write something, you keep throwing those papers on the floor until you understand your answer. Still, I made a lot of mistakes and I'm still making mistakes. That's okay. Can't be wrong up here. Can't be wrong up there. It's filed away and it's perfect because when you remember, you know exactly what it is, or you almost remember. So if you always remember, you almost remember what it is. So you don't know exactly what it is because you didn't know what it was. You don't remember what it was. But when you remember what it was, you'll know what it is. Israel. The question is, this pill is supposed to slow me down, but this pill is supposed to keep the connectors in my brain moving. This one. This is the Mediterranean, my friend. When they gave me this pill for the first time, and I looked at this color, I was scared of it. It was lithium bicarbonate. Like, what the hell is this? Cow brand baking soda with a little salt in it? And then I looked at this one over here and I questioned it. And one night I sucked on it and I thought about it. And I felt that the more I took, the more I was agitated inside and I was more off than on. And the less I took, then all of a sudden I'm like, it's 5 o'clock at night after my work already. I want to get home to do these videos already. So I get home and I'm not home, but I didn't start at home, but I'm not at home and I'm talking about this bill. I made a mistake. I got a little lost. I went off track. And I just did like a car would do. You know, if you go off track with the car, you have to drive down the street and turn around and come all the way back. But when you're speaking, you go off track, you just stop and you go back to the beginning. So I was showing you how your mouth can go according to the way a car can go. Just like the car go. Do you know why car goes? Because car goes because the car is the arc, A-R-C, R-A-C, rack, C-A-R, car. It's all the same word. One, angel resident, a beta, because the king is the 11th card, 1 and 1 is 2. The arc. 1, 1, 8, 1182. Wow, that's in 2 years from now. That's crazy. 1182, my friends, is February 28th. Should we get back to this? Was I off track again? I'm constantly learning. Had some good stuff tonight. When the stuff is good and you're feeling right, then you're in flight. You're in flight for that big old ride into space. This one here, when I take just the right amount, isn't that crazy? The doctor's going to say, now I'm drugging myself. When this comes in at the right amount, and I'm still studying it, I'd be even better if I knew more about this pill. And I studied the 2 kinds I can take. Because the more I can make this just right, now that I've already spaced out my pineal gland, the other side of my mind, now I have to get the exact one that's going to work for me. If I take too much, I can get up in the middle of the night and be screwed. But sometimes when I take too much, because the more I get used to it, the more I'll be able to take too much. Because when I used to take too much, I used to open my pineal gland and I would see somewhere else. And I would be nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So actually, maybe it'd be good if they gave me more. But right now, I want to see how it works exact. So I'm always taking the same thing. And even if I sometimes say to myself, I don't like it, I'd like to completely get off of it. But I'm all alone in this world. And sometimes alone in this world, in this situation, is not good. You know, in certain situations, when you get into the mind, when you start to learn about what the mind can do, and you're not sure how exactly you control it, when you look at a scissors and you say, oh my God, am I going to wake up in the middle of the night and grab that scissors and do something to myself? I hope not. Who's going to protect me? And then I turn my head this way and I go, I am. I'm going to protect you. You're good. You would never do such a thing. So what would you think like that for? Get out of his head. Then I turn back to the center and go, that's what I think. I like these 2 guys. Spend my time with left. Spend my time more with right. Because when it's right, you spend more time. And when it's left, it's gone, you spend no time. So that's where you got a left and a right. An L, beta creation, 12, 2 6s, and a right, angel resident, RL. Anyways, what are we going to get to next? Oh, do you want to know what else RL means? R is for roi, which means king in the cards, and L means queen. It's a corner. It's a 90 degree. It's an angle. It's a dam. It's a beaver dam. Live under the water and the angel over the water. Hoover Dam, Rotterdam. Now we have the Otter Dam. Then we have the Otter Plains. And we start connecting all these things, and it doesn't matter if they make sense. When the spider first comes out to make a spider web, does it make sense to you? He does it his way. You just keep throwing these things around inside something, some sort of thing in the. I can make a puzzle for this inside the realm of the energies. I'm an energy on the outside. The reason why most people actually, you know, the holograms and all these things, we are that energy. Concentrated. Get concentrated. You need less, you'll look bigger. Of course the angels from the Mayans were 20 feet tall. They concentrated us now. We're smaller. We weigh more to the ground. We've got to eat junk food. And blow up people. Because I remember the spirit of 76, it was above bombs bursting in air. So, whoa. Wow, they must be proud when they come see us when that's the best anthem we got in the world. And then everything is like, oh, say, can you see by the dawn? The dawn of the day, of the early light? Doesn't that show you a sliver that one world is opening, the other world is closing? Because the dawn of the day, depending the way you want to read it, but this is the way I must read it, otherwise I'll get it wrong with you. By the dawn's early light, because when man is going to sleep, the other is getting light, saying like the same thing in Europe, same as their toilets go the other way, just another reflection how everything works over here. So what do we have any better? I don't even know the Canadian one. Did we screw up in the Canadian anthem? Let me try this out. Oh, Canada. I don't know. Canada? Is that in North America? Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Hold on a second. It's not fair. They're including the natives, and they hardly have any land. In fact, my cousins got more land than all the natives. So I don't know. Let me sing that song again. Our home, I mean, my dragon's getting mad. Our home and native land. What does that mean? Our native land. Native, naive, naive of the people, speaking of the land of naive. Home, native. Don't forget, this is a pie question, Canada. There's 3 A's. It's like banana. And you know what goes around, comes around in a boomerang, right? So there's going to be something coming right back at us one more time. It may have been good for years, but we may be kicked right up the ass, and Quebec's the first way to do it. That's why we got kissing ass on the both ends. So we'll be having a war right here in this area. So let me figure out the native land. So they took away the land from the Indians, and they gave them back some of the land and said, we own the rest of the land. But there's a problem with this. Who's the we? I don't own the native land. Of course, over time, things happen and shit happens and things changes. Now we're in a new time, right? Well, if there's a deal, I mean, you can't renege because the lands are here. It's one country owing the other country. That's what it more or less says. Our home and native land can also mean our home away from home, which means, again, the song is no good. I can turn this song in such a sour puss and turn it around and say the word Canada says home. And that's the only time you're allowed to capitalize Canada. You cannot write on the Canadian money, Bank of Canada. They don't own Canada. The money is not the spirit. You cannot do that to the word. Canada, okay, cannot be capitalized by money. It's not the Canadians' money. Do you understand? It's Canada's money. All the people. Nobody owns. We open up an office, you go downtown, your job is fix the roads, get this done, we got to do things. You want to do something that's out of what's in the books, you got to go and have a declaration by the people the same way they speak in the U.S. My friends, there's nobody, there's no government. I mean, if we say tomorrow, the government, our money in Canada is all based on gold or silver. And that's the way it would have to be. And I keep making this one change. I have to jump off this because, you know what, I'm still getting back to gold, gold, gold. And you know what? I keep saying man is the golden angel, the 3 golden eggs, because they have this 3 golden eggs. Wasn't it 3 golden eggs? It's 3 golden eggs. Because you got to work at 3 numbers. Because if you work at 3 numbers, it's like it's a box. It's a box all around the one spirit. Like I said in an earlier tape, the 7 and 8 don't have the one spirit. The one spirit that's missing is you and me. Because on the 8 card, you have to draw a line in the center, a cross. Not on a diagonal, just a cross. And you'll have 2 in the center. That must be the beta world 2, which also is in the 5 position. That's beta's 5. Isn't that crazy? It's beta's 5. That's why beta's 2-5. And God uses the same 5. Because he has 5 also. That's your freedom of 55. Wow, I never thought of it that. Because you know what happens, like I said before? You go up 1 floor, you go down a half a floor. Well, you go a whole floor, but you go between floors. When you go between floors, you get hit 2, 4, 6, 8. But in all actuality, there's not 8. Put it this way. When a door opens somewhere, a door must close. A door closes to something. Now, God uses up all his space. It's as simple as that. So, I showed you these 2 pills, and let me finish with these 2 pills. Now, this one is the salt pill. I've been screwing up and missing it all the time. But one time, by mistake, I crunched it. I was dying. I was dying. It was fucking... I had to take hot sauce to get it out of my throat. This one they call Seroquel. I don't remember anymore. That's a funny thing. 7 years I'm taking this, and I said, "Is that Seroquel?" Like, if somebody asked me tomorrow, they'd say you're lying because you don't remember, and it's 7 years. You know what? Sometimes people don't care what the name is. Look, I gotta take one. I don't check it. You could put anything in it. Like I was saying, sure. I don't know. Let me try and figure it out. I'll just read. Should I read you this chapter over here? They were piecing apart the brain. Okay, look at the numbers. 4114. Sesame Street. I think Pluto. And where's my finger? I think maybe that's Pluto. Right there. I think that we something about that in Pluto. And I can see the way it's shaped. And then you take a look, looks like, I mean, if you take a look, it looks like a hand. You don't see it as well. You're not supposed to see it. You see like the little, it turns into like 3 different animals at the same time. If you keep staring at it and I keep moving it a little bit, it looks like a squirrel. It changes into a rat. It looks like a dragon. And every time I keep shaking it, I keep seeing something else. And all it looks like is your thumb with 2 fingers holding the ventricle foramen. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is called foramen. Now, where and why would they call this word foramen? Angel prayers. Angel prayer. Let's pray. So what do we do when we pray? Why are we praying? We're praying that it works. So what's going to work? Is it the transmission, the connection that we speak? It's got to be one of 3 things. Okay. Well, because there's 3, so it has to hit one of the 3 areas. So this word over here, it says foramen, right? Which is men, M is 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 and 14 is 33. Plus 1 is 34. Plus 8 plus 7 is 41. Anyways, the word in total totals 6, 21. Right off the bat, 21. First 2 letters are 6, 6, and then an R. So listen to the name of this brain so far. FOR is 6, 6, 6, 6, 666 1 7 7 5 6 7. Wow, it's just everything. What is this? Wow. Something in your brain. Wonder if it's important. Probably not. Something in your brain. What's important? What the fuck, man? You know what's in your brain? Little fucking animals running around saying, "Gotta keep this guy alive. Gotta keep this guy alive. He's got another YouTube coming up. He's got another YouTube coming up." He's so hyped to get out there and do those YouTubes. I broke a record. In the last 20 days, I had less than 700 views. Now, it's good because you can go down and down and down. And you know what? It'll never go below 0. You're never losing. Because I'm the first viewer, I get to see myself at least once if I stop looking into the screen and into the camera. Because sometimes I'm only looking into the camera and I have no idea what's happening on the screen. It doesn't make a difference to me. It makes a difference what's happening on your screen. Your interpretation of the entirety of Mr. Tackpans and the world within or without. Anyways, the only thing I want to say is, you know what? Somehow, I don't know why, but somehow there's a chance that in the belly of Earth is Mercury. Surrounding a Mercury would be Earth. And surrounding Earth would be, which planet would it be? It's got to be odd, because 2, 5, and 8 are together, okay? 5 is 5 and 8. No, Venus has to be the core. That's why this would be beta Earth. Venus must be the core. She must be down in the middle of this planet we're on right now. That's why the Asian people, or Singapore or Thailand, or I'm not sure Asia, I'm very sorry. That's why they pray to the Buddha God, because beta is the center core of our Earth. Then the next planet would be one planet up. Now, which planet would that be? Okay, we're put together. Somehow we must be inside of each other. So let me make this up as I go. Okay, and I'm not going to like some things that I'm going to say either, because I don't want to be on Earth. Okay, we must put together 2, 4, 6. And I don't want to do this. 2, 4, 6, and 9. You know why? 2, 4, 6, and 9, right? Because the 8 heaven had to be created before the birth came up, right? And usually the heaven would be the last thing, but if the birth came before the heaven was here, we wouldn't have anybody born on Earth. So they have to put the heaven first so we can be born through Pluto and onto Earth. And that's why we got to have what I believe, that's why the 29 days of February is, because instead of it being 1/9, it's 2/9. And 92, or 2 by 9 is 18, 9 by 9 is 81, the same thing, 99 together, which is exactly the number of Jupiter that I did in a previous video. So now we would have Venus in the center, and, or maybe we'd be hanging like balls. Maybe we'd be hanging like balls, okay, by Jupiter. We're all hanging from Jupiter. And it's 2, 4, 6, 9, with 2, 4, 6, 9. And at the same time that the balls are down here and it's hanging here, it's also hanging upside down that way. Because Uranus and Earth have to be connected in both worlds. The 10-10s, all the 10-10s have to be connected. That's why they're 10-10s. Anything that's not a 10-10 has to pass through Jupiter, because if you don't pass through Jupiter, you get the lines tangled between the two worlds. Like on a dice. Here, like your telephone, right? If you want to go to your telephone or whatever, we're just going to pick any number, and I'm going to show you. 4, 5, 1. Okay? Now on your telephone, the 4 is below the 1. Wait a second. On your phone, see, the 4 is below the 1 and the 5 is next to the 4. So they connect. You can do that. Okay. And now the only reason they're done like that is because 1 and 4 are not in the same worlds. So they must pass through 5 in order to get through 4, so they don't cross the lines. Okay. You see, because it's 7 and 1 create the number 4. Okay. But the 7 is upside down and on the 1. But because in the time that we spent, interchanging our knowledge over time and forgetting, I just got a little offline. But it's not only that. Some letters are 4-box letters, and some letters are 2-box letters, or the W would sometimes be made in 4 boxes, because we always have to touch the corners. You know what I'm saying? You have to touch the corners. You always, and if there's a cross, an X in it, you can pass through that X. There's always places to pass. It's all created, but like I said, at the end, it's one big tic-tac-toe board. So anyways, then we can have, I'm just going to do it like this. I mean, you think I'm thinking what it is, I'm just going to show you anything. 1, 4, 5, the same one again. Now, how is that possible? Okay, here, what have I got here? 4, 6, 2. So we're going to take this over here. See the 4? 2, 6. Is that possible to do? Yes or no? I told you. 2, 4, 6, and 9. Okay. But the 9, because it's a 10-10 world to the 1, it's actually touching the same planet. Do you follow me? You follow me? But that's Pluto. Okay. And Pluto, okay, somehow is always connected to 1 through 5. It goes right through 5. but 5 is an odd number. You follow me? I'm going to show you again. Where is it? FIVE, okay? First of all, I'm going to show you something. Look at the number 5. It has the percentage sign. That percentage sign says man in the heavens, okay? 5 and 9. If you see the bracket on the 9 and 0, because the 9 and 0 are the opening and closing revolution of 10. What you do in an opening and closing revolution of 10 is you count from 0 to 10, which ends at 9. And then you start at 1 when you have the element of a material or a value or whatever. When you start at 1, you finish at 0. Therefore, representing September and October and the opening and closing brackets of birth. Okay, that's why you end up with that letter. You see where it says 1/2 and 3/4, and it's the blue world? Well, where do you think that blue comes from? Where do you seriously think? I mean, do you think we're stupid? That blue, my friends, okay, is maybe Neptune surrounding this base of planets of Saturn, and Saturn's another one. It's also a questionable, okay, because these planets of Saturn that are in the center, okay, this is the way I'm basing them, because I'm going to completely go a little bit different now. That because Saturn is in the center and Jupiter's in the center and Mars is in the center, at the same time, if it turned, it would be the other planets in the center, because they turn and end up in the same spot. It means if I just turned this dial here, just turned it around, the numbers would be different. Okay, another thing I want to show you is, you see this over here? Where is it? Hold on a second. You see this over here? This thing here? This thing here that says go back. Okay, now look at the beginning of the letters. It starts with Q. The other one starts with A. Now go all the way to the end. When it says go back, okay, look what it does. There's absolutely nothing down here. It means you start going back this way with this key to read off of this. So what would actually happen here is Angel Spirit, Delta Man, Gates of Heaven, Jack, King, and the Queen, okay, come over for those semicolons, which I don't know all the answers for yet, but I'm quite sure they're there. And then it says go up. And now you have the opening and closing. Where is it here? Hold on a second. Let me see. You have the opening and closing things well, those are parts of the dice and taking apart the two worlds. That's just a shape that goes upon a shape to keep certain pieces together. And the first 3 letters start off with PO. It means wait. At the same time, it means a P. Anyways, the P is the one spirit of the 6-7. Actually, like saying the spirit of 76. The next is the egg, and is the 6. 7 and 6 right next to each other. The 16th letter and the 15th letter right next door to each other. And who's next? I. I or you is me. And the Y, because it's split. It splits because of the transmission for the angel resident in the electronic world of the beta creation of the Queen. The Queen Angel Spirit Delta. And then C, X, and Z are together because that's creation of X-Man of Heaven, which is actually 3, 6, and 8. Creation of the 68 heaven. Anyways, I'm in terrible pain over here. Terrible pain. Hurts. Anyways, okay. Today is the 25th of the 4th, which totals 29, which is another 29 that ends up. So not only was the first day of this month adding up to 29, but today again it adds up to 29. Thus and therefore, if I do add 1 for the first day of the month, then the first day of the month would actually be 93. And today would only be 25. So actually it does not match. 25, 29, be 30 tomorrow. 26 and 4, no, that would not match. So tomorrow is the 30th number of this month. It is the delta angle. It is the 26th. And every time it comes to the 26th, it's connecting 2 worlds. It's always connecting 2 worlds on 2 and 6. And the 2 in the 6th letter is B and F. and that is beta and man. And when they're connected, the two worlds are connected, because we are the spirit in beta. That's why there's no moon on Venus. We are the life. We're sending the signals from the planet where we are. She's within our planet. We're actually her moon. Here, this is the moon of beta. Hey, Neptune, I want it a little brighter tomorrow night. And you too, Pluto. Because those are the two colors. I mean, this is Pluto, it's purple and it's turquoise. Okay? That's because of the horse racing. Okay? At the same time, it shows the 9 and the energy of Christ. So it doesn't overlap the colors. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's only in addition to whatever it is. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Anyways, we'll leave it at this. We don't want to take up too much time. Can I ruin this by saying there's only one way to liberty? There's only one way to liberty. There's only one man and one strength this entire world that I know of, and I'm probably going to be saying, oh, shit, there must be 100 more. But I only know one guy who's running for the presidency of the United States, and that is Dr. President Ron Paul. He must never stop and never give up. Never give up. That's your goal. You run alone, my friend. You run alone, my friend. You know what it is. There's no humiliation in running alone and losing. The people will put out the money. If you make a note to the people, my friend, Mr. Ron Paul, if the people know you will continue no matter what, then you go on. But I had a revelation of some sort. I'm going to explain to you one thing. Right now, what I really want Ron Paul to do is don't even think what's going to happen after. Do not even think. Because as a thought processor, the minute you start to think, the elements of the universe have now passed through you. You definitely, from inside your body, it goes right from you as you're the moon, the electronic, you're the wolf. You send all three messages, spirit, angel, and man, the three wolves that it takes to be the three pigs. The three pigs are now the three wolves. Instead of the three pigs, they became the three wolves. Got to reverse these stories around. Wow, I hope I don't forget this. Oh my God. Because beta's inside of us. We are the spirit, we have the angel, we are the man. We are 3 of 4. Or well, actually we're spade, club, and heart. Okay, and that's it. Beta's right in our heart. That's ridiculous. Isn't that insane? Is it really in our heart? And there are no planets? And you know what it is? Oh my God, she runs the cycle. Oh my God. She's the valve. She's that little ball that runs through your bloodstream that gives you the high and low blood pressure. Sending out the 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 signals all the time. All the 10 signals. You know why it's a 10 signal? This is number 9. This is number 6. What number is this? 10, because it's complete. Sometimes the numbers just don't add up, right? Wow. So beta's the ball a little that goes around our blood. Hey, beta, you're inside me right now. That's why we can get so excited with the Christ. Because fuck, if this is real, that's insane. But to think about it, how real it can be, and make it real, that she's really inside of you, that you can float and do all these crazy things, because it's inside of us already. That's why they say no evil can defeat any good, because it wouldn't be good, it'd be evil. Wow. That's insane. So wait a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm checking my testicles. Yeah. That must be the 2 moons on Mars. Okay, what else? What else on my body I got sticking out? I definitely don't have a dick like the Hubble scope, that's for sure. Oh, there's so much. It's just so exciting when you learn. I just figured this out tonight, and it feels real. It seems real. We're all entrapped, a planet, and another planet, and another planet. And the whole deal is, it's only us in this little, what we think we see. what we think we see. Who says what we see is what actually the truth of what we see according to God? Has anybody ever said that before? Of course. Of course. Of course they've said it before. For some reason, I always feel like I'm the first one that's ever said it in my life, but it's the first time I've ever understood it. Wow. Holy crap. You like that word? I don't like that word. I don't even like somebody says it and I say it. What am I supposed to say? Holy Mac. Holy Mac. You know Mac, the Big Mac, that's, I told you once in a cassette, about 100 cassettes ago. Holy Mac is Jesus Christ. Because nobody likes to hear the other name. They didn't like the other name, so McDonald's just said Big Mac. And there you go. That's why all Americans are fat, because they must love Christ. Or they don't know any better, and they will love him one day. But wait a second, it's not Christ. Wait a second, they love Buddha. Wait, I'm in Islam. I'm an Islamic. I'm a Muslim. I'm an Israeli. I'm a Quebecer. Oh my God, is this a dream? Is this a dream? Oh, no, is this a dream? Oh, it's a dream. Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm just me. Thank God. I don't want to be anybody else. Why would I want to be anybody else? That would mean I'm not happy for who I am. And if I wasn't happy for who I am, I'd know it and I'd do something about it and change it. Otherwise, I'm insane. I'm deranged. That's insane. So then, this is what happens. Listen to this. I made a little mistake before. They say you have the eyes of your mother, right? Well, what about this? You have the green eyes of Mars? Or is it the red in your eyes is the eyes of Mars? You know why? Is it Mars? Is Mars the red planet? Hey, you're stoned. I see the red in your eyes. You're right. I'm speaking to the mother planet Mars, my angel. He's the red spirit. Hey, blood. Yeah, your skin color's a little dark. Well, of course. I'm primary angel. The darker your skin, the closer to the angelic you are. Of course, I'm beige, so I was one of the last ones. But it's okay, because you know what happens? Black turns into white, and white turns into mulatto. Why is that? Because that's the way it was. There is no white. Stop talking about white. Everybody knows white is the Holy Ghost. Everybody knows when you put on white, it's the Holy Ghost. And when it's the Holy Ghost, it better be precious, your wife that you marry, that you remember, that your marriage is not a marriage. It be change. It should be change. A marriage says, do you one friend who is a friend of the other friend intend to be the friend of the friend forever till death do you part? I do. And do you, the friend of the other friend, the friend who's marrying the friend, will you defend and spend time with your friend and be a friend to your friend for your whole life? I do. I now pronounce you friends forever. Now you can exchange rings. But when they started putting marriage, do you know why they put marriage? Ram, Mars. The Mars Ram. Dodge again, Chrysler, Christ. Everything in Chrysler is a little bit upside down to the rest of the world. Pretty suspicious, eh? And also down out in Germany, they seem to be ahead in some things, but behind in other things. Almost like the brains of everything are keeping up to one part of the world, but they're not advanced to the other part of the world. So you can actually say the angels are actually infiltrated somewhere out. You see, Europe is very strong, and especially in Germany, because the whole world is actually like Germany today, because all the psychiatrists and psychologists came out from Germany. So whenever they really learned, even if they learn in the American states, at the end, everybody seemed to have some sort of German connection. So, in all, Hitler did well, I guess. You don't think so? I think so. He taught everybody else how there's great money to be made in the banks and war. He taught the process. Well, that's okay. So anyways, we're connecting Mars now for marriage. Maddie Ash, the age of man, the age of Aquarius. Mariage. So you see, everything does connect because I rarely talk astrology. But you know what? I think I'm going to throw in astrology onto my list. It's already there and I've done a little bit of it, but the whole thing is if I jump into astrology, I'm the hare. I've got the big ears. Has anybody gone onto my Facebook, Ronald Frimith or Raphael? Go take a look at it. I have a picture there, just in the right on my profile. Take a look at it. There's a beige monkey sitting on my face with his tail curled up, and he's got this dark, dark, dark brown nose sticking right out my face, and he's sitting right in my head. You can see him, and I didn't do no Photoshop. You can check it out. I don't know how it works, but it came off my friend's camera, and that was really weird. And if you take a look in the background of some of my stuff, you're gonna see I have a. It looks like there's a rock, but the rock looks like a king with his hand up in the air, and everybody's looking back at the camera and going, "Honey, honey, did you put the kids to bed tonight?" This guy's nuts. Uh, the kids. Well, didn't you pick them up at hockey at 6 o'clock? At 6 o'clock you picked them up? No, they didn't have hockey. They went to the movies. They said that you'd pick them up at the theater in Laval at 7:30. What time is it? 11:49. Holy Christ. Well, what's going on tonight? Mr. Tackman's made 3 fantastic videos. And I think I should be happy for the first time that they all worked out pretty decent. And even more is I didn't have to pressure for time. They can't, I'm not here to just, everybody, I'm here to teach a new way, the way I see things in the entire world. No, it's a whole concept of enjoying what's in front of your face. Because I watched some movies 2012, 2 hours long, and you know what? But that's what it is. I can be that way, but you know what? Then everybody, and I don't know. Whatever. It makes no difference. Went out for cigarettes. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Bye-bye. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. On, off. No, oh, no, don't go out. No, don't turn.